Well, welcome once again, friends, and thanks for traveling with Trey. Recently, I put out a survey, and I pointed to you, my audience, and I said, what would you guys like to see me review? So, I offered up seafood, nightlife and entertainment, free things to do in Ocean City, heck, even barbecue. And guess what? Barbecue won the day. So I'm here to provide to you my definitive guide for barbecue in Ocean City, Maryland. Now, barbecue is a broadly defined category, and it can include anything from smoked wings, brisket, ribs, chicken, you name it. But we're out there looking at the barbecue places that you guys say are the definitive spots in Ocean City, Maryland. These are the places you have to go to. These are the places that specialize in barbecue. So that's going to eliminate some places where perhaps they're known for seafood, but they make a killer steak, okay? So I just want to get that out of the way. We are looking at places that are strictly all about barbecue. They advertise barbecue, and that's that. For a restaurant to be consistent and to specialize in barbecue, you should be able to walk in on any day, at any given time, pick something off the menu, and it should be good. Let me also add that I may not review every single restaurant out there, but what I do review, I'm confident that I'm gathering a good representative sample of what barbecue is in Ocean City, Maryland. And I'm going to take the best of the best, those places that people consistently call out for the quality of their barbecue. And I'm going to take them to task. So make sure to watch till the end, because I'm going to give you my honest opinion of all of these places. I'm not going to pull punches. I'm not going to say it's good when it's not. You'll just have to stick around to find out. Hey guys, and if you haven't done it already, please support this channel by subscribing, like the videos, comment on the videos. Of course, in the comment section, tell me what you like, what you agree with, what you disagree with. I'm always open to those comments, and I read each one. So without further ado, let's begin. This is it. This is the first place we're at, 28th Street Pit and Pub, and I have ordered, to begin with, some smoked wings, followed by pork barbecue ribs. And I made sure to visit when there's not a crowd, there's not a rush, so they have all the time in the world to prepare them, giving the restaurant the benefit of the doubt. It's very slow here right now, and that's perfectly fine. All right, so here are the smoked barbecue wings. Let's take a bite. Okay, my first impression is that I don't really taste the barbecue. There is a heavy presence of vinegar in these wings, which you definitely taste more than the barbecue, which is kind of strange, because for a traditional barbecue, it tends to be sweet. These wings are not sweet at all. You can taste the smoke flavor, but that's about it. On the other hand, it does give you a good opportunity to enjoy the meat more. So, I'm not settled on these yet. Let me just wipe my face, because someone mentioned in one of my previous videos that I disgusted them, so I don't want to offend anyone. Okay, so the taste of that barbecue sauce, in my opinion, it was watery. I like a barbecue sauce that tends to be sweeter and thicker. This tends to be liquidy, not as viscous, I think that's the word here, and not as vinegary. I don't know what it is with the vinegar, but just get a huge, overpowering taste of vinegar in every bite of this sauce, so I'm not the biggest fan of that. So guys, we've reached the grand finale. In front of me is a full pound of pork ribs. Look at this. With pork ribs, you usually get two sides. What do I get? I usually get the coleslaw. If you can't make coleslaw, you need to turn in your barbecue license. It's such a perfunctory piece of the puzzle. How's that for alliteration? So you want to do a good coleslaw. Your French fries, you know, I love good French fries. I'm a big French fry aficionado, but I find that a lot of people can't do them right anymore, so I think they're there for just filler food at this point. All right, here we go. First impression. Immediately, the meat just slid right off the bone. That's always an A+ in my book. Now this is good. The sauce, it's the same barbecue sauce. I believe it is. Yeah, it's got to be the same barbecue sauce, but it actually complements the meat a little bit better. And this is one of these rare occasions where sometimes you're going to have a sauce that works better with one type of meat than another. And in this case, the pork is really good with this because the sauce itself is not overpowering. It's not too much sauce. So it gives you an opportunity to really taste the meat and to get involved with the flavor of the meat and start your relationship there, and not have it completely eclipsed by the sauce that's on top of it. I would say the meat itself is good. It's flavorful, it's juicy, it's a little fatty, but not too bad. And the little crisp part on the top here, see how it's burnt like that? You don't want it so bad that it feels like you're chewing a piece of bark. It's good. Pit and Pub was a good entry-level experience into barbecue on the peninsula, and for that, I've given them an above-average 6 out of 10. I heard a lot of good things about Annabelle's, so I was determined to get in there and order. The menu is extensive, and the selections on the menu require that you pause and take it all in before making a decision. On this journey, I was excited to see burnt ends. Burnt ends are made from the decal of the brisket, which is taken from the point muscle located in the breast of the steer. They can be extremely flavorful, and when cooked right, can melt like butter right on the tongue. All right, guys, here we go. Burnt ends from Annabelle's. Unfortunately, my hopes were dashed by bland and flavorless meat. The sauces were not much better, even when used to mask the listless cubes, and every third or fourth piece was fatty. We also tried the brisket cheesesteak, but because the meat was coming from the same place, no one really enjoyed it.
I devoured it.
Yeah, you gotta touch it. This was the only place that, for time reasons, I couldn't give a long and drawn-out, detailed review. But I'm sure Annabelle's can appreciate that I spared them the torture. My final score, 5.5 out of 10. Tonight I'm at Nick's House of Ribs, guys, and this has been an institution in Ocean City for as long as I can remember. I remember when it was Nick's and JR's Ribs, and those were really the only two games in town. Now the competition is stiffer. You gotta make good ribs if you want to survive in a seafood town. Don't ask me why. So let's head on inside and let's check out these ribs. Are they still as good as I remember? Are they still as bad as I remember? My experience has been kind of up and down. We're here at Nick Idoni's House of Ribs. I finally made it. And I drove all the way into town tonight, actually, to do this, because if you guys think I'm eating ribs and barbecue every day, you're crazy. Look at that. Whole bottle of water for myself. So I'm here, and you can get a prime rib, you can do a New York strip steak, you can do beef brisket, but I think just to be as fair as I can, I think the barbecue ribs are the way that I want to go. When I say fair, it's just because whenever I've come to Nick's before, I've had ribs. I haven't been here in a couple years, so I'm going to try it, and I'm going to give my honest opinion, because Nick's for me has been kind of up and down. Sometimes the ribs are really good, and at other times they're just not, so we will find that out. And of course, with every meal, you're going to get your fresh bread, yum, 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 with your butters. Give me a minute while I break into this.
Another funny thing was that when I came in here, I'm in like at the last 30 minutes before they closed the kitchen. And so there's like nobody here. There's only a couple people. And I told the guy I just want a booth for one person. He's like, well, do you want to watch the game? I'm like, no, I'll sit in the back because I'm going to be doing videos. I didn't say that last part, but I think he thought I was crazy anyway. Like, is this guy in here to like get a free meal and try to run or something? So I feel like I'm being like watched right now or something. I can be a little scary, I guess. Well, it certainly looks good. But how does it taste? All right, so are the ribs going to be dry? Are they going to be moist? Let's find out. Let's do this the right way. Can you see that? Looks pretty good, huh? The first thing I'm noticing about the ribs is the smoky flavor, which is good. I like the smokiness of the ribs. However, that first piece was dry. The second piece, not so much. Came right off the bone. Didn't have to do much to get it off the bone. I'm going to say moving forward here, the ribs are pretty good. It's moist now, it's falling apart. Maybe I just got a bad bite in the beginning and that can happen. But it's definitely the memory that I have of Nick's when I've been here in the recent past, and I had pretty good ribs, so I don't know what y'all are talking about when you say that you don't like this place. This is very, very good, or I'm just very, very hungry. I can't complain. Especially when you come into a restaurant at 9:30 during the off season, and it is off season. I don't care what any of you purists say out there. For meteorological purposes, Labor Day, after that begins the off season. So for off season, this is really, really good. It's very good. Thank you. She just asked me if it was very good. I said it was very good. I'm not lying. There's probably two schools of thought on this. The first can be that when you got a ton of people in a tourist town and you got an hour wait and the kitchen's backed up, you can get ribs that are burned, ribs that are undercooked, ribs that are overcooked. I understand that. But that also is true because I worked in the restaurant industry. That's also true when you flip the script and you come in when no one's here and people just don't care. You know, they're not cooking the ribs right. It's the end of the night. The cook's tired. The line cook doesn't care. He's trying to go home. He's out back having a cigarette, and he sees your order come in, and he's screaming. But thank God tonight it didn't. Nick's, I'm giving you a big, beautiful score. So on a scale of 1 through 10, Nick's, 8.5. So if these aren't the best ribs in Ocean City, they're definitely in the conversation.
Laying claim to one of the original barbecue places at the beach, established in 1980, a Baltimore couple brought their business to Ocean City, Maryland, and as a result, you have Bull on the beach. You know, where are you looking? Look right here. The picture, Sam's looking forward and you're looking like this. Okay, ready? All right, we're inside the madness. Are you ready for some ribs?
I don't eat ribs.
Oh, I am. Here we are with the rib platter. That is a huge amount of ribs, so let's dig in here. Hopefully they're tasty. All right, here we go with the first bite. Well, no bones about it. Those ribs were pretty good. I haven't gotten to the green beans yet, but we'll do it in time. So tell me, pit beef here, good, bad, or the best?
The best.
The best. Why?
It's not stringy or chewy, and it's really good flavor.
Let's try some. Can you give me a little bite? I mean, this place is known for its pit beef, pit turkey. I guess, do they do pit ham here? Mm-hmm. Okay. That is so good. Fantastic.
Bull on the Beach creates some needed competition on the barbecue front in Ocean City. With tasty barbecue ribs, they come in at a 7.5 out of 10.
Well, I've heard your cries, I've heard your pleas. You've told me to go to Smoker's Barbecue Pit over on Stephen Decatur. I don't always go outside of Ocean City, but West Ocean City, come on, let's be honest, it's becoming more and more legitimate. It's becoming more competitive with food choices against those in the peninsula, and I just had to try this place. It's been on my radar for a while, so let's go check it out. Seems like there's a line forming behind me, and I don't want to get shut out. Let's go. Alright guys, so Smoker's Barbecue, I've heard so much about it. Here we go. I got the half chicken and 1/3 rack of rib. So it comes in this beautiful paper bag. And you pull it out here, another bag. And let's see what we got here in the aluminum foil. Well, here's the chicken. That is beautiful. Whoop, almost fell out. Smells great. And I got some sides. I got some garlic green beans along with some collard greens. And here's the ribs. This is a very small portion, but enough to make a good judgment, and that's what's important. So let's figure this out. Let's start with the chicken here. Bon appetit. Chicken has a beautiful smoky flavor to it. This is really, really good. It's moist, it's tender. I have a seagull over here in the background. He's dying for some of what I'm eating. Probably knows that also this is the place to go. This is fantastic. It has the consistency of rotisserie chicken, but with that smokiness that's just out of this world. Okay, next we're gonna try the ribs. All right, here's a fat piece of rib meat. That's fantastic. This is what the restaurants in Ocean City on the peninsula should be doing. This stuff is really good. It's light, it's tender and juicy. You don't have to slather it with sauce. The meat, it just speaks for itself. I want you to take a look at this piece of chicken. So white, flaky, juicy. Man, this is a gift from heaven. This is so unbelievably good. I want to show you guys this too. I got sauce here. Didn't even know it until I was into the meat. It's not even necessary, especially if you're dieting like I am now. You don't even need the sauce, but just to keep things fair. It's an integral part of the barbecue experience. Let's try it with some sauce. Very, very good. Sweet. A little bit of vinegar in it, hint of vinegar. Not overpowering. All right, let's try some barbecue sauce on the rib meat. My gosh. The barbecue sauce is meant for the ribs, not the chicken. Fantastic. That, guys, was thoroughly enjoyable. So guys, when you're on the peninsula, make sure you go off the peninsula get on Route 50, come on down here, Smoker's Barbecue. You're gonna have some of the best barbecue you've ever tasted. Take it from me. I've been to the South, I've been to Texas. This is good. This is good stuff. This is respectable barbecue.
Smoker's Barbecue Pit scores high, coming in at a whopping 9 out of 10.
Let's start this out the right way. We're going to Cowboy Coast here, Cowboy Roadhouse. We're gonna try some brisket. Gotta try the brisket first. Hopefully it's a game changer. I was coming in for a brisket. They said they're having supply chain issues. They don't have it, so I'm doing the pulled pork today. Pulled pork, no sandwich, just a pulled pork and 2 sides. Some coleslaw, some barbecue baked beans, and we're gonna see how well they do at a time that's not too busy. I'm here midday, and yeah, so hopefully I get the attention I deserve. All right, guys, the pulled pork has arrived. Here it is on its wooden slab. Now the real test begins. Here we go. My first thoughts on the pulled pork are these. It's juicy, it's tender, but not extremely flavorful. You've got your pork, you have your barbecue sauce. The barbecue sauce should set off the flavor of the meat. The natural flavor of the meat, however, should always penetrate through the barbecue sauce. The barbecue sauce should not overwhelm the meat. The meat will never overwhelm the barbecue sauce. Those are just facts. So here's a piece of pulled pork with no barbecue on it whatsoever. I mean, it's good. It's pretty good. It's not the best I've ever had, but it does the job. The barbecue sauce, on the other hand, it's okay. I just feel like there's more that should be going on here at the end of my fork. I don't hate it, but I would never say, man, I really have a craving for Cowboy's Roadhouse pulled pork. Well, while we're at it, let's try some of their barbecued baked beans. I like the addition of the jalapenos. That's really good, actually. Coleslaw. I am a coleslaw snob. If you don't make it right, I am skewering you. All right, guys. Well, another barbecue joint down in Ocean City. To be honest, I probably was a little bit harsher than I should have been, as I've had a chance to kind of ruminate on the pulled pork here. I have to say, it was much better than I thought it would be. This place gets a bad rap. It's got bad reviews online for some unknown reason, but full disclosure, man, it wasn't that bad. You should definitely come down here and patronize Cowboy's Roadhouse Barbecue. Let's go.
Cowboy's Roadhouse scores with a respectable 7 out of 10 for their pulled pork.
Okay, tonight is my last night on the barbecue circuit, and I'm at Coastal Smokehouse. I'm in West Ocean City. I'm going to do some of the Smokehouse wings. I'm going to do brisket, because I haven't done brisket during this adventure, but I know what I like in brisket, so it better be good. Let's begin with the Smokehouse wings. Now, for the Smokehouse wings, I got the Coastal Crack sauce. What's Coastal Crack sauce? It's like a mix between buffalo and Parmesan. Sounds very interesting. Here we go. Bon appetit. They're fairly normal size looking wings. They're not huge, they're not small. So the first thing I would say is that I'm not really tasting the smokiness. When I think of like a smoked wing, let me just double check. I mean, yeah, I got Smokehouse wings. I know it's the name of the restaurant, but I'd assume they'd be Smokehouse. If they're not, they're not, but you would think if you're at a smokehouse, you would smoke them. Absolutely no smoky flavor at all. Nothing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them if you want a marginal wing. I mean, it's just nothing to write home about.
So full disclosure, I did get my question answered. The wings are not smoked. They're just deep fried. So I think it's a little bit confusing if you're ordering off the menu and it doesn't say that at all. It doesn't give a description of them. So Coastal Smokehouse, next time on your menu, if you're a smokehouse and you call them smokehouse wings, dumb people like myself might get it confused that you're actually smoking the wings. So you may want to fix that in the future. All right, guys, so one more clarification on the wings. We're talking a lot about wings tonight. They said that they do offer smoked wings, but it wasn't clear on the menu. And when I ordered them, my server didn't tell me that you could order them smoked as opposed to deep fry. I would have appreciated to have the smoked wings, which would have been good. Also, the sauce itself, the Coastal Crack sauce, that Parmesan buffalo sauce, was supposed to be on the wings. I didn't even taste it. I thought it was one of these ramekins here of blue cheese, or the other, I guess, is ranch. And I thought they just messed up the sauces. So it's been quite a confusing experience. I did speak with the manager. He came over. He asked me how things were, and I was completely transparent with him. He said he understood. He said they are revamping the menu, so that's good to hear. So definitely, guys, you know, you can listen to me, and I appreciate it. But they're coming out with a new menu, so definitely don't take my word for it. It's not, you know, gospel. But those are some things to consider when you are coming out. All right, guys, check this out. This is a bourbon flight. I got Eagle Rare, 4 Roses. I got 2 Eagle Rares. I did not order 2 Eagle Rares. I ordered 4 Roses. So Eagle Rare, 4 Roses, and I got something else that I can't remember now. So it looks like I got 2 of the same. Now I can't remember what I got, and I have to look at the menu again. So that's a mistake. I think I'm just going to let it go because, honestly, I'm not here for bourbon. But what I am here for is the brisket. Check it out. Now, the presentation looks fantastic. But as I always say, taste is entirely something else. All right, we got 3 sauces here. I have a Carolina barbecue sauce. I have a house sauce, which is, I guess, one of their barbecue sauces. And I also got a Southern style barbecue sauce. Once again, I wasn't told which was which. They're just all on the plate together. So that doesn't help much. Let's try this brisket. Huge piece of fat on that, but extremely tender, extremely juicy. The brisket itself just breaks apart with the fork. I literally just put my fork on it and pulled it, and it just broke apart on the plate, which is always a good sign. So let's try it again. We'll nix the fatty part, and we'll try a second bite. I'm not sure. It tastes a little bit like my mother made roast beef on a Sunday. It's not as flavorful, I guess is what I meant to say. Sorry, Mom. It's a little weak in the flavor department, but it's got all the texture down. I mean, that's all perfect. I'm not complaining about that. With brisket, you want to kind of get that burnt edge there, like that. See that? And there was another fatty piece. Let me try again. There's minimal fat on that. That looks like a good piece. Looks like it's cooked perfectly. And you've got the singeing, the chard on the outside there. Have a little sweetness coming through on that bite, which isn't bad. Am I a big fan? No. I'm going to try it with some sauce. Hopefully the sauce will bring the party to the brisket. Yeah, I mean, when you're eating this thing with sauce, I mean, it just changes it completely. Which always leaves me to wonder when people say, like, this place is good or that place is good, especially with barbecue, if they're not dousing it in sauce first. On the merits of the meat alone, and the Smokehouse wings, I have to rate this place a 5. It's just not doing it for me. Of course, that's on a scale of 1 to 10. It's just a middle-of-the-road brisket, and the wings, they just tasted like they were microwaved. So I'm sorry, Coastal Smokehouse. But that's what it's got to be. Well, having given that review, I don't think I'm going to eat anymore. I'm just going to box the rest up and take it home to my dogs. Hey guys, thanks for traveling with Trey. I appreciate your support. Like always, remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Hit that like button. It's getting loud in here. Crowd's getting rowdy. Oh, and hit that notification bell. When you hit that notification bell, it tells you every time I put a video up, and you don't have to go hunting for it later on. Keep following me. I got other things coming down the pike as usual. And keep supporting your local restaurants here in Ocean City, Maryland. And once again, have a good one. And I'll see you guys next time.